Welcome to another speed paint. You've probably noticed that my channel has a lot of Star Wars content, but it just so happens that I am also a Star Trek fan, and I'm a particularly big fan of Star Trek Voyager. It gifted us this beautiful character, played by Tim Russ, named Tuvok. Tuvok is a Vulcan. He is the chief of security on Voyager, and I love that show. I love this character. Tuvok is my favorite Vulcan. I put out a poll to YouTube and Tumblr of 3 different Star Trek characters, and Tuvok didn't win in all of them. But I just really wanted to paint him, so I kind of ignored the poll and just did what I wanted anyway. They were all characters I wanted to paint. I'll get to them eventually. It's also Black History Month, and I haven't painted nearly enough non-white people, being a white person myself, and we're changing that right now. I'd been wanting to paint him for a while because my partner and I have been watching Star Trek Voyager, which is their first time seeing it. I have, of course, seen it many times, but it has been very fun, especially in a new stage of my life, to see the show anew through my partner's eyes. After I got the sketch down for this piece, I realized that the features of the face were not quite where they were supposed to be. One thing that is not quite right about this portrait is that my brain really wanted to see Tuvok's face from head on, rather than letting the head be turned slightly to his right. So the features of his face are actually not where they're supposed to be. They're in the center of the face. They needed to be further to our left. And that's why Tuvok's left ear looks kind of funny, because the features of his face don't match the rest of that. However, this is a 1-hour speed paint. I gave myself 1 hour to do this, and I did not have time to go back and correct it, and had spent a little bit too long on the sketch anyway. I also ended up trying out a slightly different painting style. Normally, I blend things pretty well, and I've been very into and wanting to try a less blended style and having more chunky brush strokes. And I really like how kind of low effort that feels, but how good it looks because the brain puts all that visual information together, even though there's not like a ton of it, and makes it look awesome. Another technique that I implemented in this piece was to make sure that the face, the focal point, was more rendered than anything else in the painting, which in this case is Tuvok's uniform. I made my brush super big. I didn't spend too much time on it. I literally put it off until the last second. Made sure that he had the correct pips, the rank insignia, and didn't do too much. And under-rendering the uniform allows the face to become the focal point because the uniform isn't trying to pull away your attention. I went ahead and just added this little box behind Tuvok's head to help separate him from the background, and that's the whole piece. And here's Tuvok. Live long and prosper.